Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Box, the Technical Trader. Tuesday, May the 3rd. These are the charts of the day. Now, yesterday we showed you the boxes shorts and what they were doing. Certainly a lot of negative-looking charts, but there's still a lot of bullish ones. And despite the fact that the market had some difficult sessions the last few days, we're still seeing some positive stuff. Amarin, which had that big pop 2 weeks ago, has been a beautiful coiling type flag pattern, low volume. And yet technicals holding up very well. This is the kind of stock that if it does move up across the 17 and a quarter or half area with any kind of volume, could explode towards 2021. That's our short-term target for Amarin, once and if it gets the breakout. AVL, rare earth stocks had a good day. AVL jumped to 944, backed up to 918, still up 35 cents or 4% today. 7.5 million shares traded today. That's the heaviest volume in about 3-4 weeks. And it may be trying to break out above that declining top line and out of this bullish consolidation pattern of the last, call it a flag, of the last 4 weeks. A break out of this, and we're going to see a stock run to 12. That's my opinion. BIOS, big breakaway pop today of 32% on 4 million shares, by far the biggest volume in 6 months. Broke across the declining top line here and got up to near the October high and backed off a little bit, but up very, very nice day. One of the leading percent gainers today on the board. There is a line of resistance going back about a year in this zone. So I'm not surprised it backed off, but if we do get a little bit further, we can see upwards of 675.85 before we get any kind of pullback. Cubist, very strong momentum, very strong pattern. The big breakaway gap, a 4-day flag, stair-step its way higher, and now a 6-day flag, and maybe a 7-day actually. Consolidating, looking for a move that takes Cubist out over the 35 area, should get this running into the high 30s. Cognex, big day today. CGNX gapped up to 34.65, traded as high as 36.89. Closed at 36.22, up 517 on 2 million shares. Big volume, big breakaway, took out the February highs. As you can see, there is a line of resistance going back a few years in this zone here that we may be testing shortly. And we're right into that in terms of where it closed. I move across that level and we can see something around 40.42. That's our trading target for Cognex. Up next is Giant Interactive Group, GA. Now, 2 days ago it popped. Yesterday pulled back, and today snapped back again from 853 to 9, closing at 890, up 28 cents. But it looks like it wants to go higher. My target's 9.5 and then 10.25. GENE, big mover, big volume. Stock exploded. It got up to 960, a new high, and backed off. If you're scrolling close, you'll see there's some resistance in that zone up around 9.75, 10. Secondary target at 13 may be reached if we can pop through the 980, 10 zone. That's my short-term trading target. GTXI mojoing very nicely. After this breakaway gap and strong surge, it pulled back, snapped back, and then it's moving steadily higher from this little wedge. Broke out yesterday, pulled back this morning, and then came out again. So stock's acting well, up for almost 5% today, and 3/4 million. Looks like this wants to spike up towards the 596 range, our short-term target for GTXI. INCY Incyte, another biotech acting great here. Let me just eliminate these lines. You can see that it was in a beautiful rising channel and suddenly spiked up through the top of it on heavy volume of 5.7 million shares, up 12% or 217. Looks like we could move into the 23 range short term. The secondary target is that lateral price resistance up around 25, and we'll hold that for the short-term targets. MCP, big day today, up 602, the biggest volume in about a month. Broke across this lateral price resistance here and set a new all-time high today, 79.16. Closed 77.59, up 607 or 8.5%. Big day for it. I expect at this point we may see the stock move forward unless the market collapses and takes a lot of these stocks down with it. But target 90. MRGE, big day for that stock, up 99 cents or 21%, popped across a 3-month resistance, and now maybe headed towards the 630.50 zone short term. On an intermediate term basis, I'm looking for about 7.5, 8. Have to break out across the top of the channel for us to do that. PCX moving nicely, jumped another $1.66 today and broke out across a key lateral resistance point there. And today's action may trigger a bigger move. It gets us up toward 19.5, 20. QLTI popped across 4 weeks of resistance today on a sharp pickup in volume. Got up to 887, backed up to 852, up 45 cents, 5.5%. The second biggest volume in about 3 or 4 weeks, and looks like it can extend. Short-term target 9.5, 3/4. Que pasa? Wanted to point this out because after 5 days of big movement, it backed off and then formed a flag here above the moving averages. Support around 7, but today's jump of 91 cents or 12%, maybe the beginning of the next move that could take this up to short-term target 10.5, 11. Beyond that, looking at 12 3/4, 13. SHOR short tail been moving very nicely after triple bottoming in the 6.5 range. It ran up to the 10 zone in April, backed off, consolidated, and now exploded today to 11. Last week to 11 before forming this 4-day nice little bull pennant or flag. Looking for more upside, short-term target at 12 and then 14 for sure. And that's it for tonight, other than one last stock, ZSL. I wanted to point out that the ultra short silver, with silver plunging, completely took off on heavy volume. Today's volume of 45 million shares, the biggest volume in history for the ProShares ultra short silver ETF. The stock has moved from 1283 to 1825 in the last 3.5 sessions. So, but it's now up against a declining 21-day, and although it has broken out across lateral price resistance here, it's at moving average resistance. I'm looking for the stock eventually to get to the 19 3/4 to 20 1/4 zone up here, maybe as high as 22.5, depending on how far down silver goes. But that's it for tonight. Have a good evening.